Video Killed the Radio Star presents Extended Play, The Artist's View. In this episode, Megadeth frontman Dave Mustaine and film director Wayne Isham share their views on the band's music videos, including the groundbreaking Sweating Bullets.
Hello, me. Meet the real me. In my misfits way of life. A dark black past is my most valued possession. Hindsight is always 20/20.
Videos in the beginning were really beneficial for bands to help get their exposure, but now I don't really think they're as important as they used to be. I haven't seen a really good inventive video, honestly, since Sweating Bullets, as far as, really creative.
Hello, me. It's me again.
There's going to be a shitload of videos that go to the grave with me that I go, I wish that had been number one. I wish that had been number one. I wish that had been number one. Sweating Bullets, I loved that video because it was the first time I'd ever worked with true motion control. And I know one of the questions people ask me, like, was that conceived, like the backward thing and the forward thing in the storyboards? Well, I never use storyboards, so that's always like one of the things going, dude, where are your storyboards? I don't use storyboards. I just make everything up as we do it.
I'm in trouble for things I haven't got to yet. I'm sharpening the axe and my palms are getting wet.
We had some situations where I encountered myself and I encountered the other band members and things like that. The very opening scene, standing at the sink, looking into the mirror, I had to look back a lot, grabbing my arm and grabbing my shoulder and then turning back and looking at the camera. The martial arts scene where I was kicking myself in there, I told the guy, he said, why don't you kick your ass in the corner? And I went, okay. So they have some guy put a wig on and he gets us down in the corner and he said, kick him. And I said, okay, well, I'll kick him like this. He goes, no, kick him. And I went, I'm not going to kick him, I'm a black belt. So I had to tell the kid how to put his arms up and I'm trying to kick him and make it real without breaking his arms. It's just not something that I wanted to come across like. So that was a really weird scene too.
The backwards thing that came into that one great groove and freeform section and ad-lib vocal section was, I feel, an editorial great, let's do that. But we didn't do it because if you notice, it's broken up a bit. So it wasn't just, let's play it backwards. So we broke, of course I made it more painful. I broke it up and did that painful backward section because I felt that what else could we do in that? I felt everything really applied itself to, and that's what I really enjoyed working with Dave.
Once you committed me, now you regretted me.
There were so many different things in there, like holding the brain. Just things that you would never picture yourself doing in a video, but everything congealed, and it just worked.
Working with Dave, he's a very intense guy. I felt Dave Mustaine allowed me, as a filmmaker, to really achieve some, I felt, opportunities like, Sweating Bullets, 99 Ways to Die, which was all about gun control.
Some videos were concept videos, and you always want to say, God, I wish somebody really could get what I mean in the song. But then you're trying to push your interpretation of your own music onto the audience or the listener or the viewer, and you're not allowing them the liberty to be able to have their own experience with the music.
One of the things I love about working with artists that get involved. Working with Dave was one of those great experiences. We did a lot of, I felt, very controversial elements, and he allowed me to do it. We're gonna do motion control. Cool. You know, we're gonna do that. Cool. He always was like that because he's a very intense guy, and he really understood what we were doing, and he inspired me as a filmmaker to do that.
That was such a long time ago when we worked with Wayne. I think maybe either he took us a little more serious or didn't think we could do it, one or the other. But I know that he was much more focused on a lot of the things that we did. For example, Train of Consequences was a video he did too. That was really interesting because it was very much like a television show they had in the States called The Wild Wild West, and it had a lot of weirdness in it, like the movie Jacob's Ladder. Now, those are the two things that I had told him. I said, you know, it would be really neat if you could follow along with what the story of the song is. And that's what we came up with. We had this one famous actor who was the character in the thing, and all through it, the other band members are showing up in costume. I don't know if you've noticed that, but they show up. Marty's a conductor, and Nick is a gambler, and David Ellison is doing something in there too. They're all playing poker with all these weird people. That was a kind of a fun video to do because they'd taken a boxcar and stood it on its end in the middle of this little city in the middle of nowhere. And you know, when you go to that extent to do stuff like that, it shows your dedication to the project. That also was a video that started around 5 o'clock at night and didn't end until 5 in the morning. And you just, you know, you can't do videos like that in one day. You just lose your enthusiasm. I mean, I don't care how you are, unless you're using stimulants, and I don't. And I just, you know, I don't want that to come across in the videos. I don't want to, like these speed freaks who grind their teeth and then end up pulling them out. You know, it's like, I like to play all natural. As far as stimulants are concerned, you know, having a glass of wine or you know, a beer with somebody after a show or something like that, I'm not a prude. You know, if somebody invites me for a drink, you know, I'll be social. But as far as like playing and being able to stay up till 5 at night and having the same energy that you have when you walk in first take, it's impossible. It is interesting how you can force feed an audience. We've been aware of this propaganda since World War II, you know, the subliminal messages and things that you can do. And it's not quite as clever as some of the subliminal messages that, you know, mankind has been exposed to over the years. But, you know, there is a lot of stuff in there that I believe is really controversial. Symphony of Destruction. If you look at the video for that, that was another one that Wayne did. little vignettes through the whole thing that make the whole story come together. And that to me was a video that explained the song.
To the symphony of destruction, acting like a robot. Its metal brain corrodes.
The concept of what happens with music is I love to crank it up loud. I love to listen to music. I love to get into the groove and let that just come out how you would shoot it. That's how I love to get inspired about things. What I love about what we do as filmmakers, as working with music videos and everything, is working with a musician, an artist that actually likes what's going on, actually talks to you about it. I know a lot of people don't like that, going, shut up, let me be a filmmaker. No, I'd rather talk to someone and figure out what do they like and don't like. So for me, it's cool. And that was one of those great experiences.
Just like the body fiber, let rats through the streets. We dance like marionettes, swaying through the symphony.
When you have an outside party working with a group, I believe if you really are in tune with the band, if you really get it and you understand the band, you understand the song that you're doing, you don't necessarily have to understand the band. I would say it helps, but if you know the song that you're doing, you're going to know how to pull it off. Personally, I think it's boring to have every video have a live performance in it, but I'm not going to get a dance troupe and go out there half naked covered in baby oil, that's one of the things that I think is detestable about videos now. It's like soft porn, or it's like soft snuff flicks, you know what I mean, with all of the things that you see and hear in the videos. It's not really artistic anymore. It's not really creative.
Roaring for the heavens.
If you have a video that again, it has a dude walking around like he's some badass covered in jewelry and tattoos and stuff like that, it is the same video. One thing I did do was a video back in Chicago was the Go to Hell video. And it was a guy named Ben and Eric, and they were such misfits I started calling them Bert and Ernie after the two characters in Sesame Street, because they really were that daft.
I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
As far as me telling the directors, what to do in the storyboards, the only way I would ever do that if it was something I objected to. And the only thing that I really have ever objected to was doing something that was going to embarrass me as a person, or be disrespectful to my wife, or not set a good example for my son or my daughter. Which kind of narrows the scope of things, but you still can be pretty radical while still having your honor.
As they bury me now, 6 feet there, my bloodlines still feel like I'm going down. I hear a distant wind clang.
There was one scene when I said, listen, this solo in between Go to Hell is a very interesting solo. So what I would like to do is you to take the camera and have 3 horizontal boxes, and have the bass down here, guitar here, and watch the 3 hands going in counterpoint, because there's so much stuff going on. And we did it, and it was amazing. One of the other things too we did, we had a camera on the end of the neck looking up the neck. And we were one of the first people to do that too. I mean, we're not always the first at everything, but we're near the front of the pack with just about everything we've ever done.
Go to hell for heaven's sake.
There's not a video that we've made that I don't like. As far as one of the funnest ones to do is Hangar 18. All those miniaturized sets and all of the actors there dressed up as aliens and different things like that, and at the end having to put in contact lenses to look like we've been frozen and having them paint us so that we look like we're giant ice cubes. That was fun, you know. It wasn't by any means, you know, my greatest moment doing videos, but that was probably one of the funnest videos.
Welcome to our fortress star. Take some time to show you around. Impossible to break these walls, for you see the steel is much too strong. Computer banks to rule the world. Instruments to set the stars. Possibly I've seen too much. Hangar 18, I know too much.
The Hangar 18 video was summertime and we were in an airplane hangar and we were melting. Nick went through 5 quarts of Gatorade in that video. That kind of stuff isn't good for bands when they're in there working over and over and over and over, and that kind of heat, you know, you could lose somebody, you could die. I mean, personally, I'm in great shape, and you know, I handled it, but you know, that's not very forward thinking. Well, if you look at us and you see I mean, I'm not saying look at this, but if you look at us and you see the top of my pants, the waistband, it's all wet because we've just been dripping sweat. You know, for some people that may be sexy. For me, I like to keep my clothes on. You know, I belong to one woman, and you know, that's my thing. And if I'm on stage and I'm really hot, the shirt will come off, but only if I can't move and I'm really overheating. I don't mind doing videos if it's going to have some kind of a positive outcome for the band. If it's just a self-indulgent waste of money, what's the sense? It's so much better to use that money for a band to market themselves so that they can go out and play music. I mean, what do we want to do? We want to play music. The video for Hangar 18 was over $300,000. The video for Sweating Bullets, same kind of price tag. A Tool alone was up around $400,000. What a waste of money. Absolute waste of money.
Don't remember where I was. I realized life was a game.
I think there's no question that everybody thought that there's a shitload of money going down. It wasn't a shitload of money. What happened was that there were people that were willing to spend money on imagination.
I had no idea what it cost. My life passed before my eyes.
It's always about the idea that someone listens to music, thinks about it and go, what would I like to see? What would I like to hear? And that's how I've always approached everything. It's like that.
So as you read, there's no my friends. I'd love to stay with you all.
That was the period where you could say that videos actually meant something. But as MTV began to change what its credo was and go from being a music station to being a lifestyle station to being what I believe is the cause of a lot of the downfall in the youth of America, you know, as far as brainwashing kids on how they have to be. You don't have to be like these schmucks on MTV. You don't. You know, I'm nothing like any of the people you see on MTV.
If my heart was still alive, I know it would surely break.
We were going for MTV, and then we got relegated to MTV2 because of A Tout Le Monde. They said it was a suicide song, and that's just absolutely preposterous. It wasn't.
Moving on is a simple thing.
In the song, I say, I'd love to stay with you all. If I want to die, I don't particularly want to stay. So all they need to do is read the lyrics.
A tout le monde, à tous mes amis, je vous aime, je dois partir. These are the last words I'll never speak, and you set me free.
Now, at the end of the video, they wanted me to have a public service announcement saying that this is not for the suicide hotline or something like that. And I said, it is not a suicide song. You know, the whole thing with Megadeth, I think that our happiness comes from being really highly charged, energetic band that really pushes the extremes with the guitar. And if you look at the lyrics on a lot of songs, some of them are they're close and they're common. I'm the same person I was when I started my career as I am at this particular moment. What I experience over life is what comes out in my music. So there's not going to be a lot of real differences unless I shave my head and go to India and do something like that completely extreme where I change my entire lifestyle. Been successful for almost 30 years, and you don't get that by compromising your integrity or selling out. I have been very cautious to do the things that are popular, because if it's popular now, it ain't going to be popular soon. And we've really tried to protect the farm.
Once you've committed me, now you regret me.
When you try and capture life as an art form, there's very few people can really do that and capture all of that stuff. Like Quentin Tarantino, for example. If he did a video for Megadeth, I think it would be absolutely insane.
More metal next from Networth Sonosphere 2011 in a couple of minutes.